This is Communications Africa TV at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, where I'm joined by our editor Andrew Croft. Andrew, we're here on the third day, I think it is. It seems like we've been here forever now. What are some of the main themes that you've picked up this week?
Well, the principal theme I've picked up on is the interest in providers of solutions and services in going past the operator to serve vertical industries. So what they're recognizing is that operators in themselves are not really generating as great margins as they have been previously, and they are looking at oil and gas, mining, financial sectors, and other vertical industries to make their money. It's essentially about the coming of age of enterprise connectivity and how that can be monetized.
And of course that's absolutely right in the market for Africa. Those industries you've mentioned, I mean, they're right there.
Well, that's true. I mean, you already have construction firms like Atlas Copco and Caterpillar using M2M to diagnose their machines on the ground to make sure that they're maintained in time before they need repair or broken down, or simply for asset tracking purposes. So M2M is a big thing, and it's going to be even bigger. There is, however, also a concern for operators in that they don't really know how to monetize all those little bits of data that are going through the channels. And there are companies here that are presenting solutions to help operators do that, to aggregate that data so that it can be counted and turned into significant revenue streams.
Yeah, and I guess there's a choice for operators in that, particularly in a vertical market, whether they go it alone or whether they partner with an expert from that field, such as mining, for example.
Yes, that's true, and in fact, even here at Mobile World Congress, where the only verticals here are really telecommunications companies, there are companies that have gained expertise in certain fields in order to go where operators cannot go alone. A classic example would be Fundamo, which is partnered with Visa. They're now working with banks in Africa in order to bank the unbanked, to bring hitherto unbanked communities into the financial ecosystem. That's really an example of using an operator's network to serve a social or socioeconomic purpose. That's really where the key trend is. So we move away from even finance. You've got things like M-Health, M-Agriculture, small business, M-Commerce. Classic example of that is Etisalat with its Flaus solution, where it's actually addressed all those sectors and more, and doing incredibly dynamic things with one essential architecture called Flaus.
Now, we've mentioned M2M, which has been one of the main themes here, and so has cloud, but obviously everywhere you go, there's LTE everywhere, and yet there's been sort of an opinion that Africa probably doesn't need LTE, at least at the moment. What's your view on that?
Right, well, my view is with the consensus. And the consensus is at the moment that Africa is not ready for LTE, does not actually need LTE. If I refer back to Etisalat as a classic example of the provision of transformative services, saving the lives of mothers in childbirth, it's an incredible thing to do, but they're doing it, and they're not doing it with any need for LTE. They're doing it on 2G, 2.5G, 2.75G and 3G networks. They don't need anything more than that, and that example can be portrayed throughout the continent. To do what they're doing right now, they really don't need any more infrastructure. They don't need any more advanced equipment. They've got all the capacity. They're not utilizing the majority of it anyway. So they can press ahead with these life-changing, transformative solutions at community level, at individual level, at small business and large business level. And that's what really Africa is about at the moment. That's the story of African communications.
Well, a fascinating insight. Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure.